he touched my butt from under my skirt and I stabbed him in his hand with a pencil. This is when my life went downhill, and I'm gonna tell you why. It was this Italian guy, this boy. He kept being fresh with me. He kept like rubbing his hands on my skirt, doing different things like that. I kept telling the teacher, and he was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." One day, he touched my butt from under my skirt, and I stabbed him in his hand with a pencil. This is when my life went downhill.
How old were you?
14. They kicked me out, and that was the best school I ever was in. And I was crying because they didn't give me that chance to explain that he was up my skirt. They didn't care that he grabbed my butt. They only cared that I stabbed him with a pencil in his hand, and it made me look violent. They put me in summer school where I met this young lady. To me, she was the most beautiful, popular girl. She was blood. She was a non-tray. Every time we sat at lunch, people surrounded us, and she said, "You want to come home?" I said, "What does that mean?" So you want to be blood? I said, yeah, like, why not? Well, she said, okay, come to the park. It was a lot of boys and girls there with all these red flags, and I'm confused, like, what's going on? She's like, all I want you to do is just fight. I said, you want me to fight all these people? She said, yes. I stood in a circle. I got beat up real bad. They was fighting me. I got stabbed twice. Run right here with screwdrivers. But I ate it. At that point, I was now bam, bam, non-tray. I was her little blood at. She's my leader. She'd be like, okay, go still. I went to go still. She'd like, go cut that person's face. I cut the person's face. At this point, I couldn't hide it no more. My parents knew what I was doing, but they didn't say much.